What is up, RPA champions? Welcome to today's stream. Today we're going to be doing something special. We are going to be creating a bot, just like we do in all of our streams. But we're not just going to be creating a bot, we're going to be creating a dynamic and a live robot. What does that mean? So I got an inspiration from one of the RPA champions on the channel that suggested to me to check out this video right here. This video has 50 million views. So it has 50 million views, but this title is dynamically created and generated with robots. So what we're gonna do with this video, we are gonna create a video that is just like that. It's gonna be titled, "This video has this many likes." So what our robot is going to do is going to go inside of the video that we want. It's going to take the number of likes that there are there, and it's going to update the title automatically. It will update the title automatically, and we will know exactly how many likes it has in the title every day. So once again, just to recap, we are building a robot that is going to dynamically change the title of our video. We will know. Excellent. All right. So let's get started immediately. And thank you, RPA champions, for having such a great idea. All right. Let's start building. We are going to build this in our virtual environment. I have just updated also Microsoft Power Automate so that right now I have the newest version of Microsoft Power Automate running on my computer. So let's create a flow and let's call it YouTube update video title. So we're going to update the title of the video. The objective of this is to do it as quickly as possible, meaning in as little steps as possible and trying to jump and skip over the steps that we don't need and that we don't require. All right, so we start by opening the browser. We start by going to Google Chrome and going to our YouTube. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a dynamic video title. So the video title is going to be updated every day with a robot. So let's sign into YouTube and let's see if we can use this account that I have no idea what is the password. So let's just use another account. So let's go right here and we can try with let's also change our keyboard to Italian and let's log in. All right, the password is not working very well. Let's try it one more time. Very well. No, our password is not working. So we're gonna have to try yet another account. So we have logged ourselves out of this account. Let's try using another account. All right, let's go like this. Let's use my official account. So all right, and the name of the enter your password. What is my password for this account? Okay, I know. Fingers crossed. No, it didn't work. All right, this is pretty embarrassing, not knowing any of my passwords. I'm sure that happens with anybody else, not just me. Maybe just like this. Oh, we did it. All right, we're one step closer. All right. So far so good. Oh look, somebody is live. So we have our account. Let's go to YouTube Studio. So let's go right here to our YouTube studio. And what we are going to do, we are going to try to change the title of a video that we have inside, that we have created. So we're going to create a dynamic title for our video. The title is going to update every day or however often we want. So let's also go to the content. So I believe that we should start. So part of the video is a part of the robot is going to be to come over here and I imagine edit the details, or we can just go directly here, just edit the details and save. So we're going to need this link for sure because this is going to be part of our robot. So let's put it in here and let's change it to maximized, save. So what we are going to do, we are going to change this title and we're going to put in this video has this many likes. So let's check out this video, and in another part of the robot we are going to go here and we're going to take the number of likes automatically. So let's get this link as well, and after that let's navigate to the other link. So it should be actually the other way around. So first we're going to go here and then we are going to go to the edit page. So first we're going to get the number of likes, and then after we got the number of likes we're going to go to the edit page of that video. So let's put in the edit right here. Awesome. So now we have to do we have to capture this number 5 right here. So let's do that. Should be pretty easy to do. We can try using the web recorder on the fly and see if it works with the web recorder. So Chrome, and just make sure that you click on advanced and make sure that you are in the right tab. So let's change the tab, next, and let's record the different steps. So we have to get this number right here. So it is not coming up. Here we go. Maybe we can extract this value and extract value number 5. Excellent. That's pretty much everything that we need. So should we also get the number of views and have this video has this many views and this many likes, so we can make it a little bit better than what we have seen the other person do. Let's do that. So let's get both the number of views and the number of likes as well. So we are going pretty fast with this automation. So we made a mistake here. So let's try it one more time. Let's select Chrome and let's select the correct tab that we need to spy. Let's record the different elements. So let's get this value right here, and that's 5. Let's get this value right here as well, which is going to be 65 views. Perfect. Awesome. Let's delete all of the steps that we don't need. So this is click on the elements, this is get details, so we just need these two, and everything else we can delete. So we can delete all of these and this. Now since I am just trying this for the first time and I'm not adding any weights yet, I'm going to set this to 600 milliseconds so that it takes its time while it's loading. Alright, seems to be working pretty well. So it went also to the other page. That's not really what we intended it to do. So let's move this step a little bit down, like right here. Let's close the tab and let's try running it one more time. This is going to be a pretty fun little robot because it's going to be dynamic, meaning that it's going to keep on changing the title of the video forever. And that again goes to show that how easy it is to create automations on YouTube and on these social media platforms. So we have managed to get 5 and 65. So now the only thing that remains to do is we need to change the title of this video, and then we should make all of this process a little bit better, so that we just type in the ID, I imagine, of the video, and we can do this on any video, and then I can share this little automation with anybody. Anybody can download it and use it for themselves to create a dynamic video. We're also going to see how to schedule this so that it runs every single day. All right, so so far so good. So the last thing that we have to do is we have to change this title right here and click save. So I don't want to change this video. Let me try to changing another video maybe that we don't care too much about. So let's go with this video right here. So let's see if this is going to work. If we just take the ID of our video that is right there and we change it in here, it looks like it has a couple of, maybe a letter less or something like that. Well, we'll know in a second if this works. And after that, well, let's run it and see if our theory works. If our theory works, it means that we can just change that ID and we can go to any video. All right, we went to that video. This video has no views and 0 likes. All right, let's see what we got. 0 and no views. And did it open the edit part? Yes, it opened the edit part. Now, what we should do is we should try to use the default form filling, before we try using anything more complicated. So let's try this. Populate text field. Let's select the browser instance. So why do we have 2 browsers? We just need one, and then a UI element. We don't need any of these UI elements. We can add a new one right here. So right here we can right click and see if we're going to get a pop-up that is going to allow us to insert text. No, we're not going to get a pop-up, so we have to just click here. So div text box. All right, let's click on done. And here I'm also seeing another thing in our selector that probably should be changed. So this cannot be empty, and let's put in text right here. And let's try it out. I think that's the let's take a peek inside of this selector that was created. Well, it actually looks like a pretty good selector. So a little bit general, maybe a little bit too general. So input text box child. I think we should have just tried it like this and see if it works. I don't think it's going to work for some reason. It seems a little bit too general of a selector, but let's give it a go and see what happens. Did this work? No, it went to the edit page. That's so far so good. So it should change the test title, and I believe it's going to get stuck right here. Exactly, it did not find the text box. The selector was just way too general for it, I believe. Yes, it was just way too general. So let's try to make the selector a little bit better. We could use the web recorder, but let's just use the UI selector for this example. So we've added quite a couple of selectors. Let's add a few more. So the idea here is to select selectors that don't look too unique. So no IDs. We're not looking for anything that could change. It's always the same div element. So let's update this and let's run it and try it out again. Fingers crossed that this time it's going to work. All right. So far so good. And is it going to get stuck? Did it find the element? Oh, I guess it did not find the element again. No, we have a different error. Form field with selector not found. All right. So let's just, instead of wasting any more time with this UI selector, let's just try something that could be a little bit easier. So first of all, let's close all of these different tabs that we have right here. And let's try this again. So since we closed all of the browsers, let's give another try to our UI selectors. So let's go right here and let's just select let's pretty much select all of the different sub-selectors that we have and see if that is going to change anything. If not, we're just going to use the web recorder on the fly. Oh, did we just click on the web recorder? No, we clicked on the process. If not, we're just going to use the web recorder on the fly and just capture that, and the video and the process is going to be almost complete. It's going to be pretty cool because this live video is going to keep on changing title and subscribers all the time, and like that we'll create a dynamic video, a dynamic title video that maybe has millions and millions of views. All right, so is this doing anything or did it get stuck as before? It got stuck as before, no worries about that. Let's just use the web recorder on the fly. So there's different things we could do. We could just click in there, or, well, let's see what we can do. So we're gonna click right here. That's the same div, okay. So we're gonna click right there. That's pretty much everything we should do. And so let's change this, and then we have to click right here on this button to save this. Okay, so saved. Let's delete all of the steps that we don't need. So we have a did and the button. So we need to click there. We can't send, unfortunately, we can't send any keys, or we can't populate that. Can we populate it like this? Let's see. Just like this. Let's see if that is going to work. And then we'll see if we need these other steps. So let's disable all of these other steps. Let's run our process and see what happens. It's often a quite a game. Oh, hello. Hola. ¿Qué pasa, Bergamo? So, all right, this seemed to have worked. Excellent. That's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool because our process is just a few steps long. So basically, we can delete all of these extra steps that we have right here. We don't need them, and in just 4 steps, we have almost created everything. Now, the last thing that we have to do is we have to press a button on the web page, and to do this, we're going to select the browser, and we're also going to select the button that we have spied right here. So this button over here. So select, save, and that should be pretty good. We should add a couple of weights, but since our process is going pretty slow, we don't need to add any weights. Now let's just change this title into something dynamic, meaning this video has, and then we are going to put in the first has is the likes. Let's start with the views. Has 4 views, so this is going to be has 4 views, and we're going to add the likes as well. So the likes is right here, this one. So it has and 0 likes. So that's going to be the title of the video, and this title is going to change dynamically all of every day. Let's try it out. If it works, we are ready to schedule our process, create a slightly dynamic ID, and that will be it for this robot. It's a pretty cool robot. It's not doing anything very useful. However, we did see how we used different UI selectors for different actions and applications. So did this get stuck already? Oh my, I believe it got stuck. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were a little bit too confident in this. So why did it get stuck? Well, first maybe because we should focus the text field. Let's see if we can focus first. So let's focus, and also we have to remember that that is not a text field that we are spying into, it's a div element. But I mean, if it works, it works. So far it seems that it's not working, but I mean, if it works, it saves us a couple of extra unnecessary steps that we want to try to avoid at any cost, kind of. All right, so far so good. It opened the video, it got the number of likes and the number of views, it's going to the edit page, and now it should focus on the text, and let's see where did it break. Okay, so it broke right here. It was not able to identify this div element right here. So let's see why is that, and how did we get this div element. So we got this div element with by recording, and we also got the same div text box right here. So let's try spying another div text box. So let's use the let's try to using a click UI element. So let's go. This web stuff is not working too well, so we're gonna have to use a UI element, and let's go for form filling, and let's click on click UI element in Windows. So let's go with this. And let's try spying this text right here. Maybe we can even, if I right click, no, if I right click, there is no insert. How about here? No, there is no insert. Okay. So let's get the group. We don't need the group. Should we get the group? No, we'll just click on the text that is right there. So done. So remember, if for some reason you're having a hard time with the browser features, you can switch to UI elements and see if that gets the job done. So after we clicked on it, we can populate that same text field. This one right here. And this is a test spelled very wrongly. We're going to add a breakpoint right here, meaning that our process is going to take a break at that red dot right there. Launching it again for the 25th time. We are also 25 minutes in this video tutorial and training. And we have also almost completed our robot. Now, fingers crossed that this works. If it doesn't work, we are kind of at... No, this worked. This is great. So here you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is how easy it is to use UI selectors. However, they are a little bit less reliable than the default web selectors. So this worked. That's amazing. We can finish up in that case. So let's get this, we don't need this anymore. And let's select advanced, replace text. Well, in that case, I don't even think we need this. So let's disable this action, and we don't need this because this is left clicking inside before doing anything. The only thing that we might need is to add some weights once we reduce this to 100. All right, so we can also remove this, and let's see if the button is going to work. So we don't need the focus anymore, and we do need a weight here, unfortunately, because we do want to wait for, before we add any weight, let's just give it a try and see how it goes. All right. So it did put the title, but it did not add the save the button, this sticky little button. So let's remove this. YouTube has YouTube Studio is built with such features that it's not just like common web browser elements. It's very complex and changes all the time. So the best thing to use is, I guess, UI elements. So let's go to our UI elements and let's click a button on click a button. So let's go to the UI element and click UI element in a window. So let's go and let's select a UI element. So we are going to click on the save button. So right here is the save button. We want to click on the button. We don't want to click on anything else. Right click and it appears right here. So this should be bulletproof, this process right now. I'm pretty able to guarantee that this is going to work. Just to prove my point, let's just add a loop just to have a little bit of fun. So we're gonna start at start from 1 and at 4, increment by 1. So we're gonna repeat this 4 times and just see if it works, right? And if it breaks somewhere, that means that we need to fix that part, obviously. But nonsense apart, let's close the browser, and this process should be good. So browser automation, close the browser. Where is the close the browser? It's right here. And just for the purpose of cleanliness, let's go into our variables right here, and let's just remove all unused variables that we have. Let's delete them, and now our process is looking nice and clean and shiny, and let's see if it works. If it works, it's going to be pretty cool and pretty fun, meaning that well, in just less than 30 minutes we have created a dynamic YouTube video, that is going to change the title forever. We have to remember also to schedule the video. Let's see if this is going to work. All right, saved. Perfect. So now it should close the browser, open it again, go to the window, go to the edit window, wow, the views just seem to be increasing on this video right here, ladies and gentlemen. That is because our robot is watching it, and I didn't know that you could actually increase your views by yourself by looking at the same video. Now that gives me an idea of creating YouTube robots that watch your videos and increase the video count in that way. So this is going to continue, I guess, changing the title of the video. This video has 0 views. Let's add 1 like and see what happens, if it's going to pick it up or not. So now it's going to change the title again, but once we go to the next page, I believe, did it save it? No, it didn't save it because I guess the title is the same. So there is a little bit of exception handling that we have to implement, meaning that if we cannot click right here, then I guess nothing. We can just close the browser and go to the next step, right? Exactly. Because it means that the title is the same. So let's try adding one like and seeing if it's going to change anything. And then we're going to add a dynamic ID and create this on a video for the RPA champion. All right, so one like, let's close it. Let's close it. So I suspect something here. I suspect that we are not closing the correct browser. So let's see what is happening with our variables. So here are our variables. We have new browser and we have browser. So where do we have the new browser? This creates the browser and this closes the browser. All right. So why do we need this? I see, ladies and gentlemen. We are creating a new tab right here, and that is confusing, everything. We should not be creating a new tab. We should be going to a new tab. So let's go like this. And let's navigate right here. Obviously this is wrong. We need to select our browser instance. So like this. And then we can, I believe we can remove this. And like that it should work. Now let's add a couple of waits because waits are, our process is done, so we might as well just make it so that it's not going to fail ever. So it's important to add waits in important parts of your process, so parts that have some loading or something that is happening, like if you're inputting text between one text field and another text field, add a second or 2 seconds between those, because the robot goes really fast and it's probably going to mess things up. So we have just 8 seconds of waiting. That's not really a lot, especially because this time is by default going to run on 100. So we're going to launch a new Chrome. We're going to go to the web. We're going to get the elements on the web page. All right, fine. So we're going to get the number of likes and the number of views. Then we're going to go to the other page. Once that is done, perfect. And we're going to populate. So we should add a little bit of weight. Yes. Should we add a little bit of weight? Yes, we should. We should add a little bit of weight here, just maybe 2 seconds, even though this cannot be triggered before it appears on screen. But since this is a web page, there's loading involved. It's a good idea to add a wait also there. So we have wait 2 seconds. We can remove everything that we don't need. And the last thing that we should do is we can make this ID dynamic so that we can change any video that we want, like this. So, all right, let's do that on the fly as well. So let's just set a variable and let's move it outside of our loop, always at the beginning of the page. And we're going to call this variable, we're going to call it YouTube ID. So another thing that we could do is we could put this in input. Doesn't matter, too much stuff. So let's take this right here and change the ID of the video and add our YouTube ID variable. Save. Let's go back here. Let's paste in our ID, and the same thing goes for here. Let's change the ID and let's add in the YouTube ID. Let's save this and yeah, and let's run the process and see what happens. Now, if it works just like this out of the box, that's pretty cool, RPA Champions, because it is the minute 35 in our live stream, and the robot is it's working pretty well, and it's also a pretty cool robot. So this time the title should be renamed, I believe, to 1 like as well. So 8 views and 1 like, perfect. 10 views and 1 like. So that's awesome. That's what I like to see. I like to see automation working like this. So this is just to test our robot and make sure that it's not going to break. So we're gonna run it for like, we're gonna run it for 4 times. Now we have 12 views and 1 like. So let's see if it's going to pick on that. And ladies and gentlemen, just out of curiosity, if we let this run and continue doing this, continue just running until infinity, is this video going to have like hundreds of views or thousands of views? Is this another fault in the YouTube algorithm where it's counting my own views and not those of different IPs or different computers? So that's pretty crappy, because this is like a self-replicating robot, meaning that the more it clicks on itself and the more it changes the title, the more views it is going to have. So I also noticed that the views start counting not immediately, but after a few minutes that it has been kind of paused. So what I noticed is that we fix a couple of things, then we go and we try it out, and the video has had more views. So if we were to run this, let's say like every 2 or 3 minutes, we could be getting an extra view every 2 or 3 minutes, which is pretty garbage, but who cares? We have maybe 100 robots, we could be getting 3 views every 2 or 3 minutes, which starts being kind of significant because it messes up the YouTube algorithm, and yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's what automation allows us to do. Awesome. All right, great. So let's pause this for a second. Did this finish? This finished successfully. Let's go back on YouTube and see what is the deal. We can, because we have closed our browser. Now that is a clean robot. Nothing in memory, everything executed pretty clean. So now we should schedule this to run every day and see if that is going to work as well. So let's open Google Chrome. So let's schedule, we want to schedule this process. We want to schedule it on our virtual machine. Oh look, we could have done it on Hypernews, on the Hypernews channel. Okay. So if we go back here, we need to go to flow, right? Yes, we need to go to flow. So let's see if we have it saved here. No, I think we have to use Edge for that. All right, let's go to flow so we can schedule our bot and make it run automatically. In the meantime, oh come on, Flow Canada. In the meantime, let's just check out how our YouTube channel is performing. Remember, on our YouTube channel, we created an automation that creates YouTube videos automatically. We'll check that out in just a second. So what am I trying to do? Greg process lens. Yes, this is the account we need, and if we can remember the password. Fingers crossed, it does not work. So why does it not work? We have to change the, okay, all right, fair enough. So let's paste this right here, and let's use our keyboard to get this special character this special character right here. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if this is going to work. Oh, no, 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 no. Well, we have to get this to work. Well, we can just do something even easier. Here we go, magic. I'm already logged in. So let's go to my flows and let's create a new flow right here. Oh, my apologies, my apologies. Let me try to fix the audio issue a little bit. Let me know if this is better. By the way, hello, Luis Jr. Welcome to today's live stream. Where are you from, buddy? All right, let's create that flow. So it's going to be a scheduled flow that is going to run every day. It's going to change the video title, so we have to name it something meaningful. Change video title. So here is also another one of the questions that you guys have asked, and that is how do I schedule repeating robots. So this robot is going to start today. It's going to start at, let's say, it's going to start at 10 a.m. No, it's going to start at 2 p.m. It's going to start at 2 p.m. It's going to run every hour. Why not? It will repeat every hour. Perfect. So this process is going to run every hour, and it's going to change the title of our. Oh, awesome! Awesome. Cool. Well done. Brazil is an awesome country. I was in what are those waterfalls called at the south of Brazil? Foz de Iguaçu. Beautiful place. Awesome. And Brazil is also one of my favorite countries. We are working a lot with Brazil right now. If you're into RPA, I suggest you that you check out rpabrazil.org, and yeah, and if you have any questions or if you are looking for opportunities in RPA, let me know, because I have a really good network in Brazil, and yeah, RPA is growing really a lot in Brazil. Anyways, having said that, let's finish this process, because time is running out. So we have to schedule a desktop flow, a Power Automate flow. Now let's see if this is going to pick up the computer automatically. So we need the virtual machine. So which one of these is it? Could it be this one? Drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. No, it is not that one. Could it be this one? I think we got it. That's perfect. All right. YouTube update video title, and we're gonna run it in an attended manner. Now, just a quick reminder for anybody that doesn't know the difference between attended and unattended is that when you're running it in unattended, you can leave your machine signed out as well, and it is going to work. When you run it in attended, your machine needs to be signed in before it works. There's a couple of things that we can do to make it always be signed in, so that we can run our robots in attended as well. So let's save this. This is pretty much done. We can save it, and it should run every it should run every hour. So let's go back here. See that it's going to be triggered, I believe, at 2 p.m. and let's do one more thing. Let's connect this to a chatbot, and let's pass it a value, meaning this is going to be interesting. So let's close this nonsense right here, and let's close this nonsense right here also. Thank you, Zaino Otan88. Thank you so much. If you have any ideas on what you would like to see or anything else, let me know, and maybe I do incorporate it in one of the streams, or I make a video about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know where are you from, because I'm really curious to know where all the RPA champions tuning in are from. So back to what we were doing. All right, let's close this. We're supposed to check out also. The automated YouTube channel, but one thing at a time. So we want to do what we want to do right now is we want to connect a chatbot, right? That's what we said. We want to connect a power agent. So let's go to virtual power agents, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the first time I'm showing power agents on a live stream. Power agents are great because they give you an interface for working with your robots. Let me give you an example right here. So this is a chatbot that I have already created. There is a demo website that I can deploy it on, and let's go and see what it looks like. So it looks like this. This is the different things that it can do. Every time I type one of these things in the chat, it is going to trigger one of the processes on my virtual machine right here. So what I want to do is I want to have, oh my, ladies and gentlemen, we have a meeting coming up pretty soon. So I'm not sure that we are going to be able to cover all of this, but needless to say, let's try. So first of all, let's fix this process. We don't need this, and we don't need this. So we don't need the loop anymore, obviously. So this is our process. We can save it. This is going to run every 1 hour. But what we also want to do is we want to make it run on demand, meaning that we tell our chatbot something and our chatbot is going to trigger that process. So let me show you how to do that very quickly in a few minutes. So once you have created a chatbot in Power Automate, you should go to the different topics and just create a new topic. In this example, we're going to create a topic. And what is a topic? A topic is nothing more than something that you want your chatbot to do. So let's say update YouTube title. And then we can say this also YouTube title update. We can say this sentence in different ways as well. We need at least 5 to 10. So YouTube title. And then I'm not very creative, but the better creative you are, the better your robot will work. There's also AI involved, so not really. You can just add a few. And what more? Change title on YouTube. All right. So we have 5. Now let's name our action or our topic. The topic is going to be named change YouTube title. Perfect, without the spelling mistake. Now that this is done, this is saved automatically. Well, let's save it actually automatically. We'll do it. And after that, let's just create a quick chatbot that is very quickly going to trigger the robot that we have just created. So we have an error right here for some reason. No error. We need to provide a message. That's the error. So this is how, let me go back and show you how I got there. So change YouTube title, we clicked here, and then we go to authoring canvas. This is super easy, super easy. If we were to compare this to other solutions, it's also pretty rudimentary, meaning that there's not that many options and functionalities, and it's not really the greatest bot experience. So here we go, a message. Okay, I will trigger your bot to update the YouTube channel title. All right, that is great. And then the next thing we have to do is call an action, and the action that we are going to call is well, these are all of the kind of flows that I have created previously, but what we need to do is we need to create a new flow. Inside of this new flow, we're going to call the flow that we want to execute right here. So these steps are created by default, and in between these steps, like sandwich, we need to squish in here all of the actions that are going to happen inside of our flow. So in our example, we want our desktop flow to run. Let's see if it's going to remember. Yes, it did remember. So we want this to happen. We want it to run it in an attended way, and that's pretty much everything. Now this is too basic, so can we make this a little bit better? So can we add a flow right here, or how about no, it doesn't matter. We don't have that much time, so let's just save this. Go back to let's go back to our virtual no. So this is saved. All right, great. Let's go back right here, and then we call an action. And where is the thing that we just created? What is it called? Power Virtual Agents Flow Template. That's great. Well, we should have named it a little bit better, right? So let's name it a little bit better. YouTube update title. Great. Let's save it, and then let's kind of refresh this. Let's see if this is going to work already. Call action. It should work since it's loading. So YouTube update title, here it is. And then we should traditionally kind of show another message. Process done. Let's run this also and see if it works. Process completed. Great. And then we can also end the conversation, end with survey. Yes, let's end with the survey. Perfect. We have just created a chatbot that is going to trigger a process. Now, the next step would be to pass some data in and out and make this so that it doesn't fail on a loop. But more on that when we have a little bit more time. Let's try this out. Before we do anything, we have to save this, right? We should save this. So let's save it. Sometimes they write save, sometimes they put this. It can be a little bit confusing. Is it still saving? Yes, it's still saving the topic. Topic has been saved. So before we can try it out, we have to publish this. And one of our topics contains errors. So let's find out. Follow friends. This is a topic. We can just disable it like that, I guess, right? And then publish. Perfect. Follow friends. That's a pretty cool automation I built, but more on that as well on another time. So if we go then to our channels and we deploy our bot again, we take this copied and we go right here, but let's make one little change, and let's add here like this, YouTube update. So let's add YouTube update, save. Let's copy this link and let's refresh this page with a new link. YouTube update. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll on the first try. So this is our virtual machine right here that we have, and back here we have our chatbot. So once I click YouTube update, this should trigger the chatbot. This should trigger the chatbot on the virtual machine. Let's see if it's going to work. YouTube update. Let's go. Let's see what's happening. It's okay. I will trigger. All right. Let's go on the virtual machine and see what happens. Virtual machine. We're rolling our fingers. Nothing seems to be happening so far, but I'm pretty confident that something should happen. Did we save our process? Did we not? Did it break? We're currently editing, so maybe we should close our process. Let's go back to the to right here. So this is still thinking. All right, it's still thinking. We can then go and debug our process in the flow dashboard if this didn't trigger for some reason. So it's not triggering, unfortunately. Let's see if we get any kind of useful error information right here. So let's save this. I think this was not saved. No worries. Let's close it right here. Okay. And then let's go back here. Oh no, my goodness. So it actually did work, but it opened it on another machine. What do I mean? Let me show you, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm talking about. So this right here is not the virtual machine, it is my local machine. So we need a new connection. Oh my, can we just remove this and add a new action? Add an action. We do have to cut it short this time, so desktop flow. But let's try to make it happen. So no, we need to add a new connection. So I need to add a new connection to the virtual machine, but this is connected to my desktop. So that's why it did not go through. But that's basically the gist of it. We have created in this live stream so far a video whose title is going to dynamically change all the time. Now I'm going to change the ID of that title to one of the RPA Champions videos, and I will leave the link in the description below. So if you want to go check it out and see in detailed, or not in detail, in a nutshell, in a summary version, how that was built, you can go to that. Link. Ladies and gentlemen, RPA champions whatsoever, and everybody else in between, thank you so much for watching. Give yourself a high five, because you RPA champions are amazing, because you are learning RPA and you're getting into RPA, and that is super important. So you should be super proud of yourself that you're also learning this technology. If you have any questions or suggestions from me, I'm getting a microphone pretty soon with YouTube money, so the quality of the audio is going to improve drastically pretty well as well. Ladies and gentlemen, one final time, thank you so much for being with me. I wish you all a great day.